Hello everybody. Welcome to the infamous Candy Shop Mansion. It's not so bad, is it? Huh? A few concerned faces before. And you've probably noticed, apart from this lectern, the security around the place. That's not actually for you. That's actually to keep ACA out. I hope no one watches that show. I've watched it 4 times, I've been on it 4 times. But there is some positive out of it. There was an ex-employee by the name of Phil Bradley that got on there. And he said some untruths. But one thing he did say, he called me, was a chauvinistic pig. So the next day I went and bought a pet pig. And I called it chauvinistic. So tonight, I've got a lot of work to do. As the managing director, I've got to sell the future. And probably to a lot of you, I've got to explain myself. I'm sure there's a few out there that have said, he's lost his marbles. Because many have. So to really get into the future, and really to understand where I'm coming from and who I am, we have to go back in the past and the present. So you as the family, the free choice family, can understand and we can all work together. Because there is method in my madness. And I'm going to prove that to you tonight. So where did it all begin? I grew up with both parents in the tobacco world. We'd sit at the dinner table. And what would they talk about? Tobacco. Sitting in the back of the car, all they ever heard was tobacco. They were workaholics. They always talked about tobacco. All the corporate functions I used to be dragged along to, all the sporting events, the races and so forth. At 10 years of age, because they were workaholics, I think it was just I was dragged along, school holidays, after school, and I worked in a warehouse stripping stock or packing orders. On the weekends, with a broom, I used to wash the cigarette delivery trucks. And then, about 15, I jumped on board with the vending team and rode around and did some vending, servicing and filling and so forth. I actually wanted to be a footballer. I had no interest in the tobacco world. And the obsession to succeed was probably built back in those days. My mother and father, every night before I went to bed, would strap a football to my hands. I went to sleep with a football bandaged to my hands every night. He's like the Michael Jackson's dad. But worse. So I was drafted to North Melbourne when I was 16, but unfortunately I had a back injury at 18 and that was the end of my football career. And at that time, an opportunity to model overseas came along. So I took it and I travelled pretty much in most countries and worked with beautiful girls every day. See, I'm just trying to build a story why I'm here today and why I do what I do. In fact, I remember a time in New York, my parents came to visit me and I had a 1-bedroom studio apartment. So I gave them my king-size bed, whatever it was, and I walked down to the end of the street and picked up a mattress on the side of the road. And that's what I slept on for a week while I was there. So I know what it smells like to be a homeless person. True story, no? So in those photo shoots, day after day, I spent a lot of time with major marketing executives and talking, and I started to learn a lot of things. And that's when the long-term vision and goal was conceived. At that time, all my modelling income was sent home. I received a cheque for whatever country. I would post it and send it back to my parents. Now, put it in perspective, my last modelling job for a day was the same as my annual salary for free choice stores. So On returning home, I invested everything I had into property, which later gave me the opportunity to take 51 share of Free Choice Stores and also directorship. So coming back to work in a normal job, our first office for Free Choice was in a 3 metre by 3 metre home office. There was 4 of us sharing one computer. Not that we knew how to use them back those days.
Still don't.
No, you don't. And the view just wasn't the same. I mean, I'd come from working day after day with so many beautiful girls, and all I had to look at was my father. I mean, nice guy, but not the same. Oh. This is my wife, Tasha. Round of applause for her, please. Thank you, baby. Now, since she's made an appearance, to tell you, I was working late last night, and I went up to my bedroom to rehearse it. She was laying in bed. I said, okay, you got to just wait up for me so I can rehearse it. I got about 5.5 seconds into the rehearsal, she fell asleep. True story. So I was standing there in front of the bed with her asleep, my wife asleep, while I finished my presentation. Oh, this is not going to be good. So we'll see how we go. If anyone falls asleep, they're going to be in trouble, though. Especially you. So in 2006, I acquired control of running the business. And that's when the dream and vision was getting closer. I had some big tasks to achieve and some massive obstacles to overcome. And the first step was to invest in our structure. In 2006, we had 12 employees, and today we have almost 200. That's actually the first business plan I created. It's 162 pages. I found it 3 days ago. The first one is the director's note. Driven by motivation, supported by knowledge and skill, causes one to take action without thought about not succeeding. Never underestimate the power of purpose and focus if you want to win. We must focus on what really matters and never, ever take our eyes off the ball. Another quote. There is one thing stronger than all the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. On the bottom of that director's note page, if you have to think big. If I skip to the next section, which is the executive summary, the last paragraph, it says, throughout the industry, Free Choice Stores is recognised as the leader in tobacconist franchising. It is essential that the company does not sit back and think about the past and maintain its leading standards of yesterday. We will be committed to pushing the standards of innovation and service to a new level and move further away from our competition by being devoted to building our brand. I've got brand in capitals. To ultimately become a very successful and profitable company. Now, just to validate that, I want to share with you a short video of the time of creating this. Third draft.
Is that it?
It's my third draft, yeah. Some rubbish. That's all the mistakes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're all the mistakes I've made. Just tonight. Yeah, there were some big days, big nights. And for the record, this conference has not been funded by the manufacturers. Free Choice Stores alone has funded this conference, and it's something the other groups aren't doing. It's pretty simple for me. because we see all of you as very important to move forward. This is a very special night for all of us. So what's the end game? To continue to grow our store numbers and the brand on a global scale. To grow your volume and ultimately your bottom line as you as franchisees. Because if you win, we win. The new brand, where did it begin? I've been throwing parties for 17 years. I was told I was mad then. And at the time, again, what were the competitors saying? I heard them go out to stores with the manufacturers. Can you guess what they said? He's lost his marbles. The managing director of Free Choice has just lost it. He's mad. But it doesn't matter what they say about me. I've never cared about that. For all the people who have said I've lost my marbles, I want to just confirm that I haven't, because I have them right here. Okay. She has them. Yeah. You wish. But seriously, let me prove it to you. This is an article 20 years ago. Gold Coast Bulletin, Wednesday, February 1st, 1995. I cut that bit out. It doesn't matter what career you do, you won't get very far if you focus too much on what you do rather than looking ahead. And what I want to show you about this is in the last paragraph, this is a quote from me, he said he wanted to eventually to enter the business and marketing and concentrate on his directorship of Free Choice Tobacconist stores. That was back in the day, the visions, the dreams. So really, it's not, what was in my head 20 years ago is not important. It's what's in my head now for the next 20 years. So with that, please enjoy the rest of the night, and I thank you for all attending.
While you're all standing, what about another round of applause for your Managing Director for Free Choice, Travers Beynon?